My model is based purely off of order flow, and I use a tool called fixed range volume profile. What is the fixed range volume profile? It basically shows you all of the volume traded from wherever you pull it from. So since this is a tool that it's based off of a fixed range, quote unquote fixed range volume profile, it's going to show you a set amount of volume from where you place it and end it. What are the key levels in it? You have the previous day value area high, the previous day value area low, and then the previous day point of control. So this little white box that you guys see here, which my settings will be different from yours, but I'll give it to you in just a little bit. I'll give you my settings in just a little bit. This little white box you see here is the value area, meaning this is where price was agreed on from buyers and sellers. Anything above here is considered price discovery, meaning it's not fair value and price will most likely want to return away from it. Same thing here. Anything in this gray area is going to be price discovery and volume is most likely going to want to reject away from it and come back into fair value. So this little fair value area is 68.2% of the volume traded. So now let me give you guys my settings. This stay the same. This will stay the same until this. Value area volume, I have it set to 68 instead of 70. And this, I do have value selected, and then this is my settings. I think I just have this on white 70%, white 70%, and then black 30%, black 30%. And this is like a gray. You can copy this. Okay, so now that you guys kind of understand what it is, this is fair value, this is not fair value, this is where price was agreed on between buyers and sellers. So what is this point of control? Point of control is the highest volume node or the highest area that price was auctioned at, meaning where this point of control line is here, that was where the most amount of buyers and sellers were both active trying to find a price to agree on. So why is this so important to us? Well, that is one of the highest areas where buyers and sellers were reacting. Meaning, if we can determine who won that auction, what are the odds that if we can get in with those people, that we're going to win our trade? Well, it's 90% because that's what my win rate is. Now I'm going to show you guys how to find those entries, and we're going to get to that along. Again, this is going to be a long video, but now that you understand this, okay, you understand these key levels. Let's go back up here. Let's answer a few more of these questions. How can we trade it? So this is where we get into the kind of the sauce, okay? And I'm going to add one more thing here. Let's see, number 6. Previous day fixed range volume profile. So this is answering the question, how can we trade it? So we trade, let me make sure I'm recording. We trade the New York AM Open, meaning we want to be paying attention to the most amount of volume that was transacted in the entire New York AM Open till close session. So for this day, for example, we traded the 17th today because when we were actually trading, it was, it was Tuesday? No, it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. So when we were trading, it was Wednesday, okay? So we pulled this from Tuesday, which would be the 16th. So what you do is you go on regular trading hours. You go from the start of the previous day New York AM Open. You grab the fixed range volume profile. You pull it from 9:30, and you pull it all the way until 4:15 here. So you pull it all the way until 4:14 technically. So now you're going to find your levels. Now we have our value area high, our value area low, and our point of control. So again, what are we looking for price to do with these levels? We want to see whether buyers or sellers are in control. And how do we know that? So I'm going to show you guys this little picture here, and this is shared in the premium education. But let's look at this picture here. If the point of control fails, change sentiment. Trade the same point of control but from the other side. So do you notice how we had this point of control here, but where we broke above it, What is that showing us? Buyers are in control of this level. We are not trading until the retest. So we're waiting for this to break or reject, but for this example, we broke it, retest it, and this is where we enter long. And it's going to be the same example for if we go like this, but we hold it and reject, and we're going to wait for a retest short. So for this day's example, and by the way, you do trade this the same way on the previous day value area high and the previous day value area low. So this trade example today is based off of that. So my checklist does start on the 5 minute. So I mark all of my levels out on the 1 minute. I do not go in any other time frame but the 1 minute to mark this level out. Point of control, value area high, value area low, the fixed range volume profile. I do not mark it out above that. And you shouldn't either. The 1 minute is the most precise amount of data in delta collected that you can find. So now that you have these levels marked out, delete your fixed range volume profile. You have these 3 levels. These are not going to change. Now what I do is I go on the 5 minute. I have these levels marked out and I am waiting for a break or respection of 1. So what do we do here? We break below value area high and we also break below point of control. So what are we waiting for? Well, what did we more significantly pull away from? The value area high. We barely even broke. I mean, I wouldn't even call this a break of the point of control, to be honest. We really didn't even move away from it. I mean, look at this. We didn't even move away. Here, though, we broke below, and like we saw, we came up and retested it. So let's drop down the 1 minute. So before we are looking for an entry, we want to be seeing the 5 minute actually break enough away. And why was this enough for me? I mean, if you look, this broke away over 100 points. I'm sorry, not over 100 points, almost 100 points. So this is showing me buyers are not in control of this level and sellers are. Where point of control barely really pulled away. I mean, I guess you can probably see this is by 50 points, 60 points, 7 points. But I'm not paying attention to that. I'm paying attention to whether the candles actually closed below or not. So we actually broke away from the previous day value area high, so we will be paying attention to that on this trade. So let's go up here. So like this picture, we broke it and retested it. What do we do here? We break the previous day value area high. What are we simply waiting for? Just a retest. I normally run about a 20-point stop here. And now how do I find my take profits and also my stop losses and better entries? Well, I use 2 volume profiles. I use the previous day and then I also use a developing profile. The developing profile is just basically I start it at 9:30 when I come into the market and I keep pulling it until I'm done trading. So as you can see, we broke below here. Now we're waiting for a retest. Boom, 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 boom. We pull it from here, we retest. What do we have right here? Value area high. Well, what are we looking for price to do? We're looking for price to give us 2 confluences, 2 or more confluences before we take an entry. So why did I not enter this trade here? Now today when we were looking to short this market, why can't I see this? When we were looking to short this market, we were looking for an entry right here, and we actually came about 4 points away before moving away. And then we ended up getting off after this, but we are looking for a retest into this value area high. Why? Because, well, there's 2 stacked confluences here. This level. So I'm basically just waiting for a retest into this. We didn't get it. Okay, well, pull your fixed range to the next retest. Did we get it yet? No. Okay, well, pull it to the next retest. What did we do here? Well, we have this value area high, the developing value area high, and the previous day value area high combined into one. This is 2 confluences. This is my A+ setup. We disrespected buyers, respected sellers, retested, chopped, got 2 of our confluences, respected to the tick, and we dropped over 400 points. So this is very mechanical. You guys are going to be trading the same thing every single day. Same levels, same time, same entry checklist. This is honestly easier than any strategy you are going to find, and it boasts about a 90% win rate using confluences like this. Now, if you only are entering off of the first tap and not waiting for a tap like this, like two confluences with a developing profile, you will average about a 78 to 82% win rate. Still pretty good. I was still really good, because most strategies honestly average about a 50% win rate. So, and we honestly do get about on average about a 1 to 3 to a 1 to 4 on our trades. So with even with an 80% win rate with a 1 to 2, that is amazing. You guys will make a lot of money, and I probably won't see you in my Discord for long because you're going to become profitable very quickly, like most of our members do. So, anyways, we got a retest here. I normally run about a 20 to 25 point stop on very area high and low retest. For point of control retest, I run the stop below it. So basically, for this example, right, we broke above point of control. This isn't a good example. I'll just use it for now. I wouldn't actually be taking a trade here, but we retest point of control. I basically just put the stop right above that point of control there, above or below depending on what direction you're trading, and then I just use a developing profile to find my take profit. So for this day, whoa, I think it's way over here. So for this day, we got our two confluences entered. We have stopped about 20 points, and I am just targeting the value area low. So value area high to value area low, you can go break even at point of control. So you would be break even right here, and then you would take full take profit here, which is 60 points. So this is a 1 to 3. This is our A+ setup that gives us about a 90-ish% win rate. We top tick this level, zero drawdown, and we do normally give about 0 drawdown in our trades. Sometimes you will, you're not always going to have a perfect entry like this day or like we have for the past couple weeks. But yeah, honestly, using this strategy, we have had weeks and weeks and weeks with only very minimal losing days. So this is basically it. Same thing, go for point of control, value area low, value area high. You're basically just looking for if price is respecting or disrespecting. There are different shapes you guys can go through here. So B shape is going to be for sellers. P shape is going to be for buyers. This is an improper P shape because price did not close above 50% of the range. Meaning, so let's say let's look at this profile for example. Pull it from where we were just at, 9:30 previous day. To 414. So what is this considered? What does this kind of look like? This looks like a D, right? Because it's got the shape of a D. Now what is this? This is a balanced range. So for this day, for example, I don't really have so much of a bias, but I'm looking to trade the top of the value area high and the bottom of the value area low. So just like we did today, we traded the top of the value area high, and that gave us a really good return. For P shapes, for example, let's say that this was a P shape. Let's see if we can get a P shape real quick. P shape's going to be pretty in control of buyers, so we're going to do this. Oops. Well, now that didn't even give us a P shape. Hold on. This gave us another balance range. Okay. Anyways, you guys can backtest this. I'm trying to keep this video short, to be honest, and this really honestly isn't too crazily important, so I'm going to skip this. Anyways, D shape. This is going to be your most common range. It's a balanced range. You want to be looking for trades and retest off of the value area high and value area low, just like today. We got a D shape volume profile. We got our break. We got our retest with two confluences, and we got our TP set at the value area low of the developing profile. So that is going to be everything. That is my setup. That's my entry checklist. Those are the key levels I mark out. And very lastly, I'm going to show you guys what LVNs are. How long are we into this video? Okay, 15 minutes. We're doing good. So for LVNs, they're going to be a little bit different. So if you want to find previous day LVNs, you're going to want to go on the 1 hour time frame, and you're going to want to go on extended trading hours. So you're still marking out the previous day, but you're going to be marking out 12 to 12. So you're going to go the start of 16 to the end of 16. So 12 to 12, okay? Then you're going to go on the 1 minute time frame. And you're going to mark out LVNs below value area low and above value area high. And LVN is where price significantly dropped off in volume and there was almost there's very minimal to almost zero action in that area. Now, since we do trades with institutions, we trade with big players and we trade with banks, institutions will not be placing their orders at these low volume areas. So this is going to be acting as support or resistance because price wants to go to fair value. Institutions are going to be placing their trades inside of here, which is why we take our trades inside of here. But saucy, if we are not inside of this area, where are the institutions going to want to take us? Back into this area. So let's look here. We want to be looking where price significantly dropped off in volume. Just take the lowest node here. We got 8, we got 16, but we got 4 right here, okay? So we're going to be marking that out. And I will say you're not going to mark out the very last node. And you want to be seeing a significant drop off of volume. So why am I not really paying attention to this one as much? Because we only go from 8,000, 6,000. We're kind of trickling down here. 7, 8, 6, 2 to 500, okay? Versus here, 44,000 to 16. This goes from over half to over half again to half again. So we are significantly dropping off in volume here. So this is going to be our low volume node. And what do? Well, we retest that low volume node to the tick, and where do we go to? Fair value. Well, let's see what we do again. We held this low volume node, for a very, very long time. And I will say, when you retest the low volume node, the first reaction is going to be the strongest. Don't trade it on the second reaction unless you are like waiting for an entry such as this. So if you are waiting for reaction now, this LVN, for example, you want to be seeing price return to this and you get an entry off of this. So here, for example, we did not get an entry just because it didn't retest it. It came very, very close, but it didn't retest it. That is the only time you want to be taking a retest. After that second time it retouches it, it is not that high probable anymore, okay? So the same goes for the opposite direction though. If we disrespect this LVN, what do we expect us to do? Well, since this LVN has now been claimed by buyers or sellers, in this instance it's sellers, it's no longer a low volume node and it is a high traded area. Sellers claim this area, and with a 16-point stop, you could have caught anything here, okay? You could have set TP, within a 258 point range and you would have hit it with no drawdown. Oh no, you would have a little bit of drawdown. I think you would have probably had like 5 points of drawdown. But so that's how you're going to trade LVNs. Take an LVN, take a point of control, take a value area high, take a value area low. It doesn't matter. You are going to be trading it this exact way. See how it reacts. Okay, that's all you're going to be waiting to do. Don't overcomplicate it. That's it for this video. Watch this video as much as you need to. If you guys need me to make any other videos, please DM me, please tell me, and I will gladly make a video for you guys. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video.